And I found I stood on the very brink of the valley called the dolorous abyss, the desolate chasm where rolls the thunder of hell's eternal cry, so depthless, deep, and nebulous, and dim, that I stare as I might into its frightful pit. It gave me back no feature and no bottom. Death pale, the poet spoke. Now let us go into the blind world waiting here below us. I will lead the way, and you shall follow. And I, sick with alarm at his new pallor, cried out, how can I go this way when you, who are my strength in doubt, turn pale with terror? And he, the pain of these below us here, drains the color from my face for pity, and leaves this pallor you mistake for fear. Now let us go, for a long road awaits us. So he entered, and so he led me in. To the first circle, the ledge of the abyss. No tortured railing rose to greet us here, but the sounds of singing rose from every side, sending a tremor through the timeless air. A grief breathed out of untormented sadness, the passive state of those who dwelled apart, men, women, children, a dim, endless congress. And the Master said to me, you do not question what souls these are, that suffer here before you? I wish to know before you travel on, all these were sinless. And still their merits fail, for they lack baptism's grace, which is the door to the truth, faith you were born to. Their birth fell before the age of the Christian mysteries, and so they did not worship God's Trinity to its fullest duty. I am one of these. For such defects are we lost. Though spared the fire and suffering, hell, and one affliction only, that with hope we live on in desire. I thought how many worthy souls there were, suspended in that limbo, and a weight closed on my heart for what the noblest suffer. It struck me, Master, and most noble Sir, I prayed him then, better to understand the perfect creed that conquers every error. Has any, by his own another's merit, gone ever from this place to blessedness? He sensed my inner question and answered it. I was still new to this estate of tears when a mighty one descended here among us, crowned with the sign of his victorious years. He took us from the shade of our first parent, of Abel, his pure son, of ancient Noah, of Moses, the bringer of law, the obedient, Father Abraham, David the king, Israel with his father and his children, Rachel the holy vessel of his blessing, and many more. He chose for elevation among the elect, and before these, you must know, no human soul has ever won salvation. We had not paused as he spoke, but held our road, and passed meanwhile beyond oppressive souls, crowded about like trees in a thick wood. And we had not traveled far from where I woke when I made out a radiance before us that struck away the hemisphere of dark. We were still some distance back in the long night, yet near enough that I half saw, half sensed what quality of souls lived in that light. O ornament of wisdom and of art! What souls are these whose merit lights their way, even in hell? What joy sets them apart? And he to me, the signatures of horror they left on the earth, is recognized in heaven and wins them ease in hell out of God's favor.